Hey, hi. I'm long-winded because I'm the test dummy for this brilliant person who's good with electronics and things like that. So I'm the test dummy to see if what his tinkering has doesn't work. So I'm in the driveway, right? And you gotta kickstart it. You gotta kickstart it. Get kick in it, and then you push the button, and the button will flip it into it'll start going through the motor. I'm going up and down the driveway, kicking it. Okay, push the green button. The green button to make a start, and then the motor will kick in, and then I don't have to use exert any energy anymore, right? So the driveway was not enough space. It was just not enough space for me to get the momentum, keyword, the momentum going for me to push the green button so the motor could kick in. It's like a hybrid car, okay? You're at a stop sign and it shuts off, but when you're ready to go, it turns back on, okay? Same analogy, but this is a scooter and I'm kicking it. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I need to have more distance in which I'm working to get the momentum up. So here I am with my right foot on the scooter and my left foot, I'm vigorously push the button, push the button. Okay, I'm pushing the button, I'm pushing the button. Push the button, nothing. Okay, so I turn around so I can start going downhill and not going in an uphill manner. And push the button. Okay, I push the green button. Motor doesn't kick in. I'm thinking, okay, it's me. I'm not giving it enough kick. I'm not giving it enough energy for the motor to kick in. I'm not getting enough RPMs. I'm not getting enough momentum. I'm not getting enough speed. I'm not getting enough going in order for the motor to just know to kick in. Okay, so I do this probably about 7 or 8 times up and down the street. And to mind you, I have my camera around my neck because I want to film this. I want to film because I've never been on one of these before. I've always seen people riding on the streets with them, but I've never been on one. So I even have, to mind you, I have my camera around my neck so that I can film this adventure that I'm in, and it's gonna be fun. And wee, wee. Okay, I get out there and the motor never kicks in. The motor never kicks in, and like I said, about nine attempts, and they all failed. I was looking for the motor to kick in. Why? Because it was told me that if you get enough momentum and you push the green button after the momentum has been created, the motor will kick in, and then you can put both feet on there and you can glide, right? This is what I'm told that this thing does. I trusted what I was told about this thing. I went out there and I exercised the requirements for the motor to kick in, and the motor didn't kick in. And this was 9 times that I tried it, but it never kicked in. What is the moral of this story? What is the moral of the story? What is the moral of that story? Off the top of my head, the moral of that story is to don't have any type of expectations or any type of wants in a situation that you know nothing about. That's a good one. Any situation or any scenario, any people, places, or things that is new to you, that you're a newbie, new booty newbie to it. You've never experienced it, you've never heard about it, you've never seen it, but somehow, some way, the universe has brought this to you to experience, and you do. Do you walk into it with expectations of this better do what it said it's going to do on the box, and it said it's going to do this, and it said it's going to go these miles per hour, and it said after this ABC you're going to get XYZ. That's what it said it's going to do. So walk into the expectations of what it said it's going to do. Some cases it works, and then other cases, just for whatever mechanical reasons, it doesn't. Life, to step into life thinking that you have the thinking that you have the answers on how a certain situation should go, or you feel that the demise is yours and you're at your worst and you can never come up, or to feel like you're at the top of the world and no one can bring you down. I mean, to walk into any situation with the expectations of it to go away that you believe it should go is really foolish, because no man knows what the will of God is. And anything can change in the blink of an eye. And the blink of an eye to us, it's like a blink, but the blink of an eye is like a minuscule second. Boop. It's like changing the thought pattern. Like while I was out there on this electrical scooter that the electronics didn't work to it, and kind of like our brain is an electrical system, but they're running parallel to what I'm saying. I'm jumping from different topics, the scooter to life, human to material. Follow me. So the scooter's mechanical part of it, something was not firing. Something within that green button did not trigger the 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 electrons to make it ignite to the motor. So the motor would know, okay, this is us, buddy, let's go. She pushed the green button. She's got the right RPMs. It's our turn. It's just like the brain. It's just like we can set out into the world, into our morning, into the day, going, starting work, getting into our car to drive somewhere, spending time with our kids, having an encounter, having an altercation, anything in life. When you go into it with expectations that are pleasing to you and that are self-edifying and that is for self-edification, you never know what you might be in store for, because God, all things come together. He uses things that people would not even think that would have a bearing on their life, but he uses it and it manifests the smallest into the biggest and the biggest into the smallest. And all I'm saying is that video I made on 4 days ago, and I used Mama Dear, you don't know me, and I did all the shenanigans and all that with it. And I said, let me tell you something. All that was my avatar. That was the person that I was trying to tell y'all about when I made the video. And it fades in and it fades out. It fades in and it fades out. And sometimes it fades in more than it fades out. And then there are other times that it just has complete dominion over my day. She has complete control and authority over my thoughts and how I perceive things and how I don't perceive things, the level in which I have an understanding and the level in which I use wisdom. There are days that I have given her the authority to control those type of things. And then there are days when I'm aware that allowing past hurts and pains and experiences, I've noticed that when I allow her to speak, when she has the platform, it'll start off as me, and somewhere along the way, a word or a memory or it coming out of my mouth, it triggers her, and she's back in effect, and she's on it like white on rice, and she won't let up, and she will keep going and going and going. But what I noticed in that is I keep trying to tell her, you're not doing anything but adding fuel to the fire. You that spark that creates that wildfire. You are an agitation and an irritation, even though it was justifiably so that she had the right to step into my conversation with y'all, wanting to be of peace, wanting to share, wanting to give, wanting to help, wanting to uplift, wanting to enlighten, wanting to engage with, wanting to grow with, wanting to know, wanting to get reacquainted with, wanting to just put all caution to the wind and just enjoy life for the moment, for that now moment. But as humans, we have a tendency to let our ego take precedence over what our soul wants to do and the dance the soul wants to dance. Sometimes the soul wants to do a cha-cha. Sometimes the soul wants to do the hustle. Sometimes the soul just wants to do the bump. You know, it don't. You know, when the soul wants to dance, it dances. But when the ego gets involved, it stifles it out. It suffocates. It overtakes. It overrules. It controls. It changes. It engulfs. It creates. It magnifies things that don't need to be magnified, because the magnification of something negative will make the negative grow. I said all that to say in that video, yet and still everything was true. And yet and still, I felt at that time, 4 days ago, that was the best thing for me to do. And I needed to let everybody know that they don't know. And but that wasn't the intention initially of the video, because initially it wasn't in my mind to let it go there, but it went there. And I have to say, this is new to me. Me exercising my full authority and my complete divinity is new. When I say that, I shut that off a long time ago because it was being abused, it was being mistreated, and it was being mishandled. And I found myself in a weakened state. I found myself in vulnerable positions that was really hard to come up out of once I got there. I found myself being taken advantage of, used, abused, and misdiagnosed. And over time, and with evolution, and with life lessons, people, places, and things, the experience of my life, I have shut it down, and I turn it on only when it will yield some type of result. Follow me when I'm talking, and I know I'm bouncing, but I'm in the same, it's not the same top, it's the same book, it's the same, everything comes together like the center of a Tootsie Pop. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Would you make YouTube videos not knowing what's going to come out of your mouth and taking that chance and doing it? What would you do for a Klondike bar? Would you get on YouTube and let people know how you felt about them, and yet and still you still love them and you want this to go further than what you think I'm trying to do? What would you do for a Klondike bar? Do you think you could forgive the people that have harmed you, that have used, abused, and mistreated you? What would you do for a Klondike bar? Would you begin to listen to what your spirit guides are telling you to do? Will you listen to the guidance and what you're given and what you pray for? I pray for guidance. The things that I pray for, I'm getting. And when I get them, I'm second guessing and I'm doubting, oh, but if I say this, they're going to really think I'm crazy. Or if I do what the spirit guides have asked me to do, because everything is free will, even here on earth, there in the heavens, divine is the same. Free will. You don't have to if you don't want to. You don't have to go ahead and do what you don't have to. Because they don't show you the riches, the gold, the silver, the pearls, and all that, the fine precious jewels. You don't get that. It's just this is the right way. This is the right thing to do. This is the right way to do it. It's your choice. You can either take the shortcut, or you can do it right, and then it's always yours. It can never be taken away from you. So you can either do it the right way the first time, or you can take the shortcut, thinking that you're doing it the way it's supposed to be done, and always fearing of someone taking it from you. Because when you attain something that is not rightfully yours, you always fear it being taken away from you. You always fear it being taken away from you or losing it. I said all that to say, I believe that my jumped into what I was saying, and I allow her, because part of me wanted to show that part of me to people so that they'll know that I can get down like y'all. I can get just as gritty and ghetto. I know how to exercise dark magic. I know how to exercise walking in my shadow. I know how to be janky, shiesty, and deceitful. I know how to lie, cheat, and steal. I know how to have power and control. I know a Jezebel spirit. I know a succubus spirit. Everything I said about what was being done to me, I know. How would you know? I know. Trust and believe me, I know. But when a phoenix rises, it rises out of the ashes because its old body burned completely, and a new one has been